Hello and welcome back to the Carweekpodcast. It's episode 5 and we got a lot in store today. Jared's starting us off.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen already, the wind tunnel test for the 2021 regulation cars have recently come out.
It's hard not to see it. It's everywhere.
I was going to say it's on pretty much every news cycle, isn't it?
You've been living under a rock if you haven't seen it. But as you can sort of see in the picture if you are watching on YouTube.
If you're on video, you'll be able to see it.
And obviously it's quite obvious to see what the changes are, with the fact that there are no more barge boards.
No, they've gone back to just side pods and then a little bit of flooring skirt around the outside.
Yeah, to try and induce ground effect again.
Is it that what they're going for? Ground effect, you know?
Yeah, to try basically taking it from IndyCar technology.
How long before someone sticks the big fan back in the rear end of the car?
I would love to see that.
Mate, it'd be brilliant.
So as I've said, that this is the concept to try and get the cars to follow as close as possible, so the racing's closer and actually more fun to watch. And a quote from someone that one of the people who is working on this project said that in the wind tunnel tests that they haven't been surprised to find that with how the aerodynamics have been designed now, that the following car only loses 5 to 10% of its downforce, and like now where they're losing 50% of their downforce.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some good racing and people actually overtaking.
Yeah, so they can keep more. And the good thing that I feel is that the FIA have had all of the teams get involved with designing the new rule set, so they're not just sort of throwing the rules.
It's not just stewards and everything trying to make a decision on what should be really a racer-based decision.
Yeah, like all the teams are like, right, this would be a good idea, this would be a good idea.
So they all had some input.
See, the only thing I do see really bad about that is you're going to get teams like Mercedes and Ferrari who are already like at the top, and they'll be like, "Oh, we don't need to do that bit of the ruling because that brings us a bit closer to the midfield. I think we should do that one."
Yeah, but either way, they're going to have that problem because the technical team that I'm pretty sure is led by Ross Brawn are going through the rule book to find every single loophole in the rule so nobody can exploit anything.
Well, that's until Adrian Newey looks at the chassis and thinks,
I can do something different with
that bit there.
Yeah.
In before Red Bull have the best chassis again.
Yeah. So all in all, it looks interesting. Like the rear wing, I don't understand.
It looks like a bus stop seat. You know, like just the bench going across.
Yeah. The classic council bus stop.
It is, and then the front wing. It's just some shallow steps, really.
Yeah.
There's no intricacy to it.
It has been said that is just the concept for now. Like, they will change things with the front wing if they have to.
I think they need to. I think they need to just make it... Because where the rest of the car, like the body looks great, the way it's all streamlined, the front wing just looks boxy
blocky,
and it's there.
Yeah.
And then I think that rear wing, I'm just sorry, it just looks like a park bench. It needs to be changed.
Yeah, so my personal sort of dislike is... I don't like the fact that the wheels are going to 18-inch, but I don't like the wheel covers either.
No, the wheel covers are stupid. They don't even look like they do that much.
Well, they don't cover the wheel.
No, but I don't even like the 18-inch wheels either. I just think they look stupid with that amount of
massive
rim. I still prefer how they got it now with more tyre than rim, but my personal opinion.
Yeah, but all that's really else to sort of mention is, well, I'm going to call them wind deflectors on the wheel, on the front wheels. Probably that is accurate to that. But then I have watched some stuff where a lot of like the die-hard fans of like the 90s are like, oh, they're going back to like the 90s design of a lower nose cone kind of thing. But it's like, they've already been doing that. Have
they not looked at the cars recently and how they scrape everywhere nearly?
And like saying like, oh, but also the front wing's connected to the nose. It's like the front wing's always connected to the nose, otherwise it wouldn't be there.
The front wing just magically stays on the car.
Next to
it is just the car goes so fast that it just carries it along.
But that's just all for the 2021 car, really.
Hey,
see how it goes.
Looking forward to 2021 then. Should be a good season for F1. And sticking with the theme of F1, right now, if you're watching on video, we've just brought up a picture of what's called the Rodin Fzed. And that's not F, just the letters E, F, and then SED for some reason.
That's a cool name, actually.
Yeah, Rodin Fzed. Basically, what that is a Lotus T125, or started life as a Lotus 125, but then has been picked up by a company owned by David Dicker, who bought the company, who bought Hethel, who was originally making these types of cars.
It was like the father company.
No, but they was the original company.
So they made the Lotus.
They made the Lotus and basically this car, and then David Dicker bought Hethel, and now he's building these cars. Yeah. So what that is meant to be, so instead of buying an old F1 car out of auction, you can then buy this for 600,000. Was it 615? What's that? I get confused with my hundreds of thousands. It's 615, then 3 zeros. 615,000. That is how much that car will cost you. Instead of having to buy an old one out of auction for like an old F1 car out of auction for like millions. Mm-hmm. It's only track day. It's not road league or anything.
So is that the market for people who use it for track days?
Their market is what they put on their website is for multi-millionaires who want to have that extra bit of fun on the weekend.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Do you mean I only decided in my 20s I wanted to be an F1 driver, so it's too late?
Yeah, that's also their marketing. If you ever wanted to be an F1 driver but never got the lifestyle. So, yeah, it's going to have a V8 Cosworth engine, mid-engined rear-wheel drive. It weighs just under 600 kilograms and has a power-to-weight ratio of 1,000 brake horsepower per ton. So an amazing power-to-weight ratio.
Good power-to-weight.
Has a 6-speed sequential gearbox. So, yeah, and all the shocks are 4-way adjustable, supplied by O-Lines. So it's on probably one of the best suspension dealers. Mm-hmm. It's got an amazing Cosworth engine in it, and it's a 6-speed sequential gearbox. It is basically, I think it's far off from a Formula 3 car. I can't even remember.
But it's the closest you're going to get to an F1, buying an F1 car, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And if you have the money, it'd be incredible.
I was going to say, if you have 615,000, you're in amongst it to get a Rodin Fzed to live out your dream of being an F1 driver. I just think that's mad. Oh, and also, just to boost the idea of being an F1 driver, these cars are actually eligible to compete in some race series, so they can compete in their own race series and just race against each other.
So like sort of like the like in the past with F1, like the privateer teams. Yeah. Where someone just buy a chassis like, right, I'm gonna enter now. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, most of them ended in failure.
Yeah, these can't enter into F1 or anything like that. But
surprise.
They can enter into their own series and just have a little bit of fun. So basically, what you're going to have
a little bit of fun.
What you're going to have is a bunch of multi-millionaire, 40-year-olds racing around in Rodin Fzeds, just taking the mick out of each other. I don't think that's going to end well, but
It's not. However, if I'm not 40, when I'm 40, if I'm not driving one of them around, I'm going to be disappointed.
I was going to say, I'll be very disappointed by that point.
That's perfect in your 40s.
It's quite good. Right, bit of new cars.
Yeah, some new cars have come out.
What have we got this time?
week. We got a lot of good stuff. Again, sticking with some of them are a bit more on the electric side, but I'll get into that. So to start off with, we have the Draco GTE electric sedan.
What the?
So this is a sedan. However, it has 1,200 brake horsepower and 6,491 pound-foot of torque.
Jeez.
Which is 8,800 Newton meters of wheel torque in a sedan. Which is it has 4 luxury seats on the inside. Like, what's going on? It can hit 206 miles per hour. And there will only be 25 copies made for 1.25 million each. But my question is, who's in the market for a 1.25 million pound
I'm pretty sure we
sedan?
had a discussion about this, the Jaguar SUV thing.
See, no one's in the market for electric cars yet, but they're still going to make crazy cars like these.
If this was this is a crazy sedan, if they mass-produced it, I could see more people buying it. People who want to get in the.
Could you imagine just a soccer mum dropping her kids off at the soccer practice and then driving away in
with
a
1,200
1,000 horsepower plus sedan? It's mental.
No, it's ridiculous. But also, it's like obviously only 25 of them made. It's going to be like a bit of like a rare car, high price tag, and you're getting a sedan car.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be quite. I reckon it's
So
gonna
I think it is a bit just like a novelty, a bit of a gimmick if you have the money, but it's ridiculous.
But in my opinion, like for the car market now, electric cars still sort of are that kind of gimmicky thing at the minute still.
See, the thing is they can
and this
be.
is the top tier of that.
The thing is they can just chuck as much horsepower really as they want into these electric cars. So it's like, oh yeah, this is an SUV. But it's also got 3 billion horsepower. There you go. Have fun.
Do you reckon they'll bring in regulations soon then? Because I think that
it would
how fast you can get
me.
with these, and they're only at the beginning of the curve of electric cars.
I think they're going to have to.
I think they must do, because just having the general public with that much power is not going to.
Just imagine going down the road and you're sitting next to like 8 different cars that all have 1,000 horsepower plus just because they're electric cars.
With just like random people driving them.
It would be mad. It'd be insane, really.
So I think, there needs to be some kind of
There needs to be some
regulation.
sort of... But don't get me wrong, it's a lovely looking car.
It's a lovely
as well.
looking car, and I also want to, for the video listeners, you can see the interior.
It's got a drift mode.
But it's got a carbon
God.
interior with loads of little switches, and that is...
I do like that like racing style switches. I think that looks
it's
sick.
amazing. But I also wanted to surface, ice, snow... Who's driving their £1.25 million sedan car on snow and
a
ice?
really rich Finnish guy.
You say that, but then you and Olsen driving Lamborghinis in
True.
snow, so it kind of makes a little
But
bit of sense.
that pushes even more into the question of who's buying these. The type of guy to be drifting it is also the type of guy to spend 1.25 on a sedan.
Oh mate,
I just
car.
like the thing there that it's just got a switch for front power only. Like
Yeah, you can
maximum
adjust it.
front power.
Jeez.
What about the rear?
I love that
Don't
it's
worry
not
about
like
that.
electronic either. It's like analog buttons to change everything.
But just imagine how much power you'll be putting a 1,200 brake horsepower through the wheels only if you had that setting. That would be mental.
That's ridiculous.
How
A
would
lot of people be facing the wrong way.
Oh mate, they'd go to pull off from the lights and or just spin round in a circle.
And as we know, electric cars, they don't really have an engine bay, do they?
No.
However, this, I guess you'd call it the battery bay.
I was
but
going to say it'd be a battery bay, isn't it?
It looks sick.
I do like
it. Just
it.
looks cool.
Mm.
It just looks technology.
I do like it. I'll give him that. That was quite nice.
So we're all a fan of that, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Draco.
I'm not a fan of this Bentley though.
Yes. Next is the Bentley EXP100 GT.
It looks like it's shocked all the time.
It does, doesn't it?
Just with that massive grille and the
And
And
two
those
it's
lights.
got a puffer fish trying to escape out the front of it.
It's- But don't get me wrong, like the side of it, when you don't see the front, looks alright.
Yeah.
But when you pan back to the front,
Well, they're trying
what?
to design a bus for only 2 people.
It's
Yeah,
like
a
it,
bus
isn't it?
for 2 people. There you go.
So
Have fun.
this is a nod to the company's 100th anniversary, and it's an overwhelming nod if you ask me. Because carbon fibre and aluminium, it's 19 foot long,
What?
with only 2 doors, and it
That's
has
nearly a bus.
Jesus Christ! What the hell?
it has Lambo doors.
What is that
Scissor doors.
interior? Can we just stop for a minute? That looks like you're like in a spa.
It is literally
They-
like a spaceship crossed with a
What
day
the
spa.
heck?
But I mean, you do want the Lambo doors so everyone can see that interior
Oh,
because
mate,
it's mental.
just
I urge you, if you're listening on audio,
It's got
to look
genuine
up
wood in it.
the Bentley EXP100 GT interior. It's ridiculous.
But why the hell are you going to pull up in that car to be able to open the doors properly, though?
Oh, I don't know. It's crazy.
You're going to go into town and have to park in the street just to be able to park properly and get around.
And as you'd expect, fully electric, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, top speed of 186, and 1,100 pounds-foot of torque, which
Why does-
compared to the Draco statistics doesn't sound very good, does
No,
it?
but why does it look like in this car you don't drive? It drives.
You do have the option for it to be
Autonomous.
autonomous, where it drives itself, or you can manually drive
Just
it.
it looks like you don't even sit in like the driver's seat. There's no seat or steering wheel. You just sit in the car and you can just turn around and convene with everyone behind
I just
you.
like the idea that like Bentley has forgotten the fact that in nearly every country it is compulsory to have a seatbelt, and they've just forgotten.
What's a seatbelt? What's one of them things?
When you look in this
don't
fly, you
know.
don't need
Yeah.
a seatbelt. But
I mean, what's going to really happen when someone crashes into your 19-foot boat of a car?
they won't because they'll see it.
Yeah, exactly. It's
They'll
not
literally
going to
see it from a
happen.
mile off.
But even if somehow they do hit you, they're going to hit you at one end, and you take 25 minutes for you to actually feel it in the other end, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But I know we bash electric cars a lot, but something that I personally found quite impressive is that the battery has 435 miles of range
Really?
and can be charged to 80% capacity in 15 minutes.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's getting good.
I thought that was impressive.
That is actually getting very
But-
because that's one thing that's wrong with the electric cars. It took like an hour to get to full charge.
But surely that will be with a like Bentley supercharger or something.
I'd
Yeah,
imagine.
that'll
won't
be
just
like
normal.
that
will
would
it?
be like Bentley going. You have to go to
Install
our
this at
charging
your house.
points.
I was gonna say it being installed at your house
Our,
charging
our
point.
specific plug. If you use anything else, you're going to spend about 3 years
I was
getting
gonna say,
to 1%.
Imagine it'd be like a massive like power station in your house. You'd be like, you
Yeah.
gotta have this to charge that in 15 minutes.
But no, it is impressive.
Oh yeah, it looks very nice. Don't get me wrong, but I still can't get over the front. Like
It's-
they've done really well on everything else.
And then they're trying to
They
pull a
got a
puffer fish
shot
out of its
front.
mouth.
Then what did they do at the front? They just sort of forgot how to design a car.
You said they've done
BMW.
well on everything else, but have you seen those wheels? They're not.
They look like something off of GTA that you could
They
just
do.
put on your car to make you look like an arse.
But no, it's a crazy car, and I'm sure there's some unique owners out there who want to. get
Bentley
their hands on
fanboys, you
that.
mean?
I don't even know if it's Bentley fanboys. I think it's just bowlers. Next, we have a more
Toned
settled
down.
down car, which is the new RS6 Avant. And this is the new Audi RS6. It's a step up from the one before in a lot of ways. Has Audi's 4-litre bi-turbo V8,
Finally, a proper
which
engine.
has.
I was gonna say I was listening to all
Yeah,
this
no
electric stuff
electric.
and I was like, "What's this
Were you
going
expecting
on?"
electric?
Yes, so is it like every car every car new cars
New
we
cars,
do?
yeah.
It's like this is an electric, this
It's got to
electric,
that
this.
point,
I'm like,
hasn't
oh,
it?
for God's sake, can we have a normal engine,
But
please?
yeah, no, this is normal V8, 592 brake horsepower, which is 40 more than the old
Jeez.
one, and it's also got 73 pounds of torque, with more than the last one as well, and that goes through the 8-speed dual clutch gearbox,
Jesus.
and it's it's all-wheel drive, which I mean, I'm not that surprised about.
No,
Audi.
That's
It's Audi. At the end of the day, it's always going to be a all-wheel drive.
And it can do 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, and it doesn't top out until you reach 189 miles an hour, which I find quite staggering, bearing in mind it's a family wagon,
I mean,
and it can nearly do 200 miles an hour.
what kind of family wagon does 200 miles per hour though? At the end
It
of the
looks
day?
nice. The interior is like Star Wars.
I was to say it looks nice. It's typical Audi though, really, isn't it? The exterior.
We
and
can't
everything.
bash them for having the same interior this time, though. There's a huge heads-up
I'll say I'll let
display.
them off. The interior
dash.
they've actually changed, but the exterior is still Audi.
Mm.
It's like the German manufacturers are just like, we will do a little bit to the interior occasionally, only for special designs, but the exterior must remain the same across every model and make.
And
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know about the diffuser. It has like this massive diffuser that sticks out from the rest of the car, and the diffuser's aggressive, but the rest of the back isn't really. So I don't know if it.
It looks like it doesn't belong there. Someone's just
I
sort
would
of.
say it would work better if it was actually colour matched.
Yeah, that would help.
that might help.
But why is it like someone's gone at the factory for, the bumper's a bit high. What do we put on? We'll just take this off of the R8 and we'll just put it
Yeah, we'll
here.
just slap it on.
Yeah, I'll do. It'll be
One
fine.
thing I think I saw,
Just held on with blue tag.
Yeah.
which is like
Self tappers.
self-tappers fix everything.
Bit of double-sided tape if you need to.
Yeah, a bit of 3M. I think it's available to the US markets, which is why it's another big thing, because previously Audi haven't really been extending their
No.
wagons over there. But yeah,
America
this is
always
available in
gets
the US.
unlucky though with every good car, like from anywhere. Rest of the world, yeah, you can have this specific one. America, no.
Yeah, but it's Americans at the end of the day. Are we really going to worry too much about them? Nah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
Considering
We
it costs
love
them
you,
like
Americans.
15 quid to fill up.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to them.
Every time they put their foot down in their V8s, it's up. That's another half a tank gone, and another half a tank, and I need to fill up. I need to fill up with E85 that I can't get from most petrol stations.
So now it is time for a car debate, and this is a big car debate.
This is a big boy car
And
debate.
it's a bit of a throwback. We thought for the 5th episode, we're going to go back in time to 2013.
The
when the Holy Trinity were released. So each of us have a car. Connor has.
I have the Porsche 918 Spider.
Jared has.
The Ferrari, that Ferrari.
And I've got the McLaren P1.
If he doesn't.
Bit jealous, but you know.
And now we're going to battle it out.
Right. Obviously, my pick. Porsche 918 Spider.
Okay.
875 brake horsepower. Top speed 211 miles per hour. Comes from a 4.6 V8 hybrid with lithium-ion batteries that produce 154 brake horsepower to add with the V8. 7-speed dual clutch, all-wheel drive. Electric motors will drive all the wheels, and motor only drives the rear wheels, so it's not all-wheel drive by motor. 0 to 60, 2.6 seconds, as you'd expect from a beast like this.
2.6?
2.6.
Wow.
0 to 124, 7.2. And then 0 to 186, 19.9. I don't quite get what happened between 24 and 86, but it sort of stopped. If you want to buy one of these, it will cost you £720,400.
What, for one now?
Not for one now, but when
when they
brand
first
new.
came out, yeah.
I'm going for brand new. And then I was really underwhelmed about this, but if you look at this interior, it's so simplistic. And that is the same for all the technology in the car.
Yeah,
because
outdated.
Oh yeah, you can get it with
even for 2013 or.
Oh, just generally, this car lacks technology. It's got a cup holder, which I quite like. It still gets a cup holder in there, but you can get it with full leather interior with racing seats, like them seats there.
Yeah.
You got a trip computer, as you can see, right by the driver. Tilt and telescopic steering wheel to adjust however you want it. 7-inch touchscreen interface, surround sound, Bluetooth, aircon, and that's really all it's got for technology-wise. It's really lacking, which surprised me.
We'll get onto it, but I'm kind of in the same boat with the McLaren. I'm a bit disappointed.
I think because of the hypercars, because of just these raw power, I think they're just thought, why would you need it? Yeah. And to save a bit of weight, I imagine. So that is my bid, the Porsche 918 Spider. Right, who's next?
Jared is next with the LaFerrari.
The Ferrari.
Maybe trying to find information on this, say, was challenging.
Oh, is that because of Ferrari?
I think it is due to Ferrari being Ferrari.
Did they just not release any details about it?
No, you'll find out when I tell you in the 0 to 60, because they say it's under 3 seconds.
So it's like the Golf from the first episode. Somewhere under 10.
They're not saying specifically, but the most that I could find out was that it has a 6.3 litre V12 hybrid, 7-speed automatic. From the petrol engine alone, it has 789 horsepower, but including the electric motors, that has 161 horsepower on its own. That's a combined 150. Unlike the Porsche, the hybrid system in this car is only for additional power, so there's no electric drive only mode.
Really?
Because Ferrari.
It actually shocks me. I would have thought they would have made it all-wheel drive and put motors on all the wheels like they have done with the Porsche, just to give you that extra launch out of it.
But they've left it rear-wheel drive, and it's because the electric motors use like KERS in.
Oh, is it like a KERS system in the Formula One where it charges up from braking and stuff like that?
And then works together.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So, apart from that, top speed, the top speed was sort of indicated all over the place. But the most that I saw was 217 mile an hour top speed.
Was that another Ferrari we're not actually going to tell everyone?
Yes.
No. Correct.
You got to know how secretive they were with this car, even when it released.
Really?
They were giving little information.
I don't get why they do that as a manufacturer. Surely you want to put it all out there and get people buying your car.
And show it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are a strange company.
Surprises me, but you know.
Yeah, it's just everything else with it. It's just as you can see on the back. In the diffuser, it's got active aero in the diffuser. If you're watching,
that was a big thing with
it.
the Ferrari, wasn't it? It had active aero in the rear.
And if I'm correct, the rear wing also lifts up as a part of the active aero system. Yeah.
I think that's a thing on the McLaren P1 as well. It has the active aero system on the back with the rear spoiler.
Oh, it's a good looking car, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was a Ferrari.
That is a nice interior.
It's always going to look good.
It's so aggressive and just all the lines.
Yeah. I
very
would
nice.
I would like to say more about it, but Ferrari not releasing.
Not going to
much.
tell anyone anything
But
about
they,
it.
I couldn't even really find the release price. I was just like,
Really? They didn't even give.
Yeah.
So people had to go to Ferrari and be like, how much? And they'd be like, are you going to buy it? Well, how
Well,
much?
this is Ferrari, so remember, to be able to actually buy one, you probably bought
You-
like 7 others, and they've
And-
invited you.
Yeah, to be fair, I bet you had to be invited to buy the car. So, Jack.
The McLaren P1.
which probably has more information released.
Yes. So in total, 903 brake horsepower.
Jeez.
Comes from a 727 brake horsepower, 3.8 litre twin turbo V8, coupled with a 176 brake horsepower lightweight electric motor. Does 0 to 60 in 2.8, which, like we said with the Porsche, is still quite remarkable, even 6 years later.
Mm.
Like, it's taking the electric cars to get in that kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
speed, isn't it?
But
So I was still quite impressed with that. It does 0 to 124 in 6.8 seconds. So although it was slower 0 to 60 than the Porsche,
It's quicker.
yeah, 0 to
See,
124.
that's what I don't get with the Porsche. It's great off the launch, obviously, because it's got the electric motors to
Yeah.
drive all 4 wheels. But I don't get how it lost so much between 124 to 186. It's like it just stops.
Probably because the McLaren is turbo
Oh, yeah,
and
but
the Porsche.
But still,
isn't.
the Porsche hypercar, it's a hypercar.
Yeah.
Why isn't it still
A hybrid
accelerating
hypercar
quickly?
as well, yeah.
What happened to it?
And what was your 0 to 186? It was about 19.
19.9. So just shy of 20.
The McLaren does it in 16.5,
Jeez.
which is mad, and it tops out at 217. Like the Ferrari, that was 217, wasn't it?
Yep, it's
Yep.
What was the port?
floating
Need to-
around. It's
Just to find out what the
217.
Porsche was
It
now.
weighs
211, so you got
1,300
6
kilograms.
more.
211.
211.
I mean, there's not really much in there.
I was going to
point,
say,
is
at that
there?
point, yeah.
And yeah, it has the active aerodynamics, which provide 600 kilograms of downforce, so it sticks to the corners. And when they first launched, they were about 860 grand, and now they're between 1 million and like 1.3 million.
Bit of,
They've
you
done
know,
well.
inflation on the price.
Yeah, but if you ask me, they're worth it. And
Mm.
like Connor said with the interior, I'm quite
It's
disappointed
simplistic.
with the McLaren interior as well. There's nothing special. It just looks like a
It's just plain.
570.
The only thing they've done is carbon fibre. I don't know if that's
But-
still the same in the 570.
I don't think it is, but
No, but
yeah,
I like the
it's-
carbon fibre, but it's like they forgot to add anything to it. It's just...
But I mean, like you said, the mix of it being in 2013 and also weight reduction, you don't need all the bells and whistles. You're not going on a road trip.
No,
in it.
at the end of
If
the
you
day...
are, then you're very cool.
All that you really do need is a DRS button and a curse button.
That's exactly what you need. Oh, and look right there, DRS. Cuz.
What one are you gonna press today?
Both,
Both.
same
Yes.
time.
Exact same time.
Exact same time when you're on the motorway, already doing 120 just to get you right to 217.
Just to overtake about 11 lorries.
Everyone in the slow lanes is just a blur. You can't actually see them anymore.
So I think now it's knuckled down to which is the best looking.
Mm.
P1.
I like the P1 as well. Although I think the Ferraris.
I think. Hang on. Right. We're gonna have to break this up. We're gonna have to do best
Exterior,
interior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exterior, P1.
yeah, I can agree on that.
Yeah.
Can we also? I don't know about you, but me, I love all three.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
I
they
love
look
them all.
amazing. But literally, if we're doing it, if we're just putting them in order, this is.
If we're gonna put in order of exterior, can we go back to the Porsche quickly, please?
Yeah.
Right. So I reckon P1 definitely first. If we can all agree on that one.
Mm.
Yeah. P1. I'm gonna make a bold statement here. Porsche.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you because although the Ferrari is, I think is really aggressive in that, I think it's a bit small. Like when
Yeah.
I've seen them in real life, like I expect it to be wide and massive.
Yeah, it looks like
They're
a
a
small.
lot smaller than I thought.
And then look at that. It just with the. It even works with a soft top roof as
Yeah.
well.
And I think the back looks really nice.
Oh mate, that look. It just looks aggressive.
What about you, Jared? Are you feeling that?
Are you gonna? You have
For
to
a
fight for your
second?
Ferrari.
Or are you
I-
feeling something
I
else?
I do have to say because
Go on, give us a little.
Where-
Give us a reasoning. Come on.
because obviously like you two, I do like all three of them.
Yeah.
But
Love them.
for myself personally, I've always sort of had more of a liking to the LaFerrari
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
minus the massive
Bug-eye mirrors.
bug-eye mirrors. Ignoring them, I personally do think it looks very nice, and like, but I'm gonna have to sort of switch corners all around where it'll be. I think we've all pretty much told that the P1
It's
on
the most
the
beautiful
exterior.
car.
the best looking on the outside.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to put the
Ferrari
Ferrari
second.
second.
Really?
And the Porsche.
I just looking at the Ferrari now. Now we've got a picture of it up. It looks just so simple outside.
It does compare like
It hasn't got a wing on the
vents
back because
are
obviously
old.
it's the active aero technology, and then the mirrors just don't help. They really don't help.
However, I think the Porsche is a bit of a Marmite, a bit of a love it or hate it.
Yes,
Because the front is like it's like very soft in a way. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like a lot curvy. So if you're a fan of like more aggressive, like Jared, you're gonna pick the LaFerrari. Whereas
Yeah.
I think it depends.
The only thing I will say is the LaFerrari rear end does look nice.
Oh yeah,
I do
that's
like that.
amazing.
But I'm still gonna have to fight for the Porsche. I still think second Porsche.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm gonna go out and say? I
Go
think
on.
maybe we think the back looks so good because the front, I think, although it looks really nice, I think it's a bit like, sounds stupid, but a bit too Ferrari. Like I feel like I've seen that before. It's like
It's just a
classic
copy and paste
Ferrari.
design straight over.
Yeah, with a bit of
Yeah.
extra here and there. Whereas
Yeah.
the back is original and it's just I've never seen it
It
before.
looks great.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna have to go P1, Porsche, LaFerrari.
I'm with you on
Jack,
that. Although
you
it's
gonna-
very
yeah?
close, yeah.
Jared,
I'm gonna stick with the order I put.
Yeah.
I think
P1,
I think we've
Laf,
outvoted
Porsche.
him though. So I think if we're going from exterior, P1, Porsche, LaFerrari. I'm sorry, Jared, you've been outvoted here.
I know.
Interior.
Right,
time.
interior. I don't think it's even a fight. Right,
Nope.
for the number one spot at least.
Yeah,
Ferrari, straight
takes
away. Put it at that.
pole position on the interior.
And just look at that. The red and the black work together. It's so just
It's just great.
looks
yeah.
great.
What's second place though?
We're gonna have to take another
I'd
look.
have to say that with Ferrari interiors, I have always liked, from their more modern cars, I have always liked their steering wheels.
Yeah.
And just sort of how, like, you've got the controls on there, but it's not overly cluttered and a
Do
mess.
you know what I like? 'Cause I don't like having all the stalks on it. Like on the Ferrari, they have most of the indicators and stuff like that on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I like it how they've just
Like,
got the
it's
flappy
just
paddles
a
behind
button.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
the indicators are
Oh,
a
yeah.
button.
And it's just the flappy paddles behind it. You don't have the stalks or indicators or anything like that. It's all on the
Yeah.
steering wheel.
Like Jared said, it's not too crowded. It's just
enough.
You've got enough on there to control all of the systems
Yeah.
that the car has. It's like, cool.
I really don't know what to do for second.
I like the seats in the Porsche.
Yeah.
Just look at them racing seats.
But
I just don't like
more
But then
the
when-
gauge cluster in the
Yeah, it just
steering wheel. It just sort of
that's the
doesn't
one thing the Porsche dies
it
on is
life.
look at it. It's just black all across, no color change or nothing that stands out to you. The dials just look like any normal car.
Yeah.
I know I'm bashing the Porsche, and I really shouldn't be because it's my car, but I just can't give it to
I
the
think
Porsche
it's
at
fair
the
to
moment.
say the McLaren and the Porsche
Are very
equally
similar.
nothing special.
The only thing the McLaren's got going for it is it's got that digital dials and everything like that.
Yeah.
the digital
And
dash.
all the carbon, the vents, I think look amazing.
I'm gonna have to go Porsche P1. Ferrari P1 Porsche.
Porsche.
Yeah.
I'm happy to agree on
Yeah.
that.
Right, now we go back to stats.
Stats.
Who's the clear winner on stats at the moment?
I think it might be the P1, but not 0 to 60, not at all. You guys take the cake. on
What's
0 to
your
60.
0 to 60?
My 0 to 60 is 2.8.
Yours is 2.8.
Under 3 seconds.
Oh.
Because they don't give. I'm gonna have to say I win 0 to 60. I've got
Yeah.
2.6.
Yeah.
0 to 124.
I'm 6.8.
I have no information.
You.
Great.
Oh, I love Ferrari, didn't you?
So based on the Porsche and the McLaren, it's 6.8 to
7.2.
124. Yeah. So that's still kind of close.
You're close, and then you just smoke me.
Yeah. on the top
19.9.
speed. Although the top speeds are kind of. So the P1 wins the stats, but it's not.
See,
It's nothing to shout about.
no. I think because of the cars they're just so similar.
Yeah.
What price? What was your? You didn't know yours. He didn't tell you.
No,
yours.
I did see somewhere.
I'd guess
on
around like
somewhere,
799-ish.
No, I'd say more. It's a
Do you reckon?
Ferrari.
Oh no, it's 1 million. I saw it on
Yeah.
an article. It said
'Cause,
yeah.
like,
I was saying it's a
was-
Ferrari. It's
the
way
thing
more
I
than
was-
that.
Like the website I was reading through, one of the websites I was reading through to try and get the information. It was like one of those sites that gives the information, but it gives a selling price as well for just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did see it listed at around $1 million.
Yeah, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
So I don't know
confident
what
there
that-
was
See,
a million
at the
when
end
it
of the day,
first came out.
It was a Ferrari. It was never going to be
Yeah.
less than $1 million, I don't
A
think.
Ferrari hypercar. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what, $1 million.
$1
Yours
million
is
in
Give us 2
pounds is probably
seconds.
about
mine's
100 grand.
860k. Which, thinking about how much cars cost today in 2019, is ridiculous. That was under $1 million back.
720,000
720
for a Porsche.
That's amazing.
For a hypercar Porsche,
That is
you paid
amazing.
less than 800k.
I know.
I don't know what he's selling for now. It's probably a lot more, but
I reckon it's probably I reckon they all sell for about 1.25.
they
now.
must be up there. Just also with the Top Gear episode that came out, like bigging them up so much
Yeah, and everyone knows them.
as the Holy Trinity.
Classic.
Yeah.
One section, well, I guess to vote on, which I'd like to talk about,
Go for it.
is which would you take on a road trip?
The Ferrari.
Do you reckon I would take the Porsche? Because you can put the roof down. It's got a nice seats. I think
I
if
was
I'm
going
going,
P1.
if I'm racing, I'm taking the P1 on a Ferrari. If I'm just going on a road trip, I think the Porsche
Really?
is just a nice
Just,
cruiser.
even though you're on a road, you'd go for a road trip in the Porsche. You said Ferrari.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go P1.
P1.
Just because from what everyone says about the P1, it's a menace on the road, like on the track.
But just for a road trip.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. I'm in that car. I'm not gonna be cruising. I'm gonna be filling up at every petrol station, like a mile down the road. That is what's going to be happening. Full stop. I'm not going to be sat in that car just sitting at 70 on the motorway on the M25. I'm going to be
Well, you won't
beansing
be
it
doing
down the
70
hard
on the
shoulder.
M25, you'll be doing
That's
2
why I'm going to
mile an
beans it
hour.
down the hard shoulder and overtake everybody.
Overtake, undertake.
Undertake, yeah. Until
It's all legal.
I meet a broken down lorry in the inside lane. But
Which
you know,
is inevitable.
but that's okay. That's okay. Because guess what? I'm in a McLaren. I have the money to pay for a ticket, so it's okay.
Also, the McLaren has 2 cup holders.
Yeah.
at the front.
So I can have a guest with me, whereas the Porsche I think only has the one on the passenger side.
Okay, are
To
we
be
all
honest-
divided on that then?
To be honest with you though,
Yeah.
with the Ferrari, your passenger has to have stable hands because I don't think it has cup holders.
Oh.
But
Good luck. You
Let's-
don't want to spill it on the Ferrari interior.
yeah, let's just hope they have stable hands.
No, I think we are divided on.
Yeah, all of us.
So yeah, but if you're gonna race, of course everyone. I don't know, Jared. Are you gonna fight for the Ferrari in a race?
For a track day.
For
Yeah,
a track,
track day.
for a track day,
Easy P1.
Yeah, P1.
you see, I like the P1, but at the same time, it has. I would pick the Ferrari for it because it's just sort of
It'll
like.
break down after like 5 minutes.
So,
You'll catch fire.
so I'm willing to take
Oh,
that
I'm
risk.
not gonna say that it catch fire because I am in a McLaren.
No, that's a Senna. Don't worry about that.
I'm willing to take the risk of a V12 blowing up, but
Oh,
It's-
so you just reminded me that I think best sounding we've got to easily give that to the Ferrari.
Yeah, because is yours a V8 as well?
this is a V8.
Yeah,
twin
so
turbo.
V12, just V12.
Just get that out
any
of the
day.
way quickly.
V12 any day.
That's
every
that's
day.
why I would pick the Ferrari for a tractor thing. It's like it would like grip and everything, but it's the sound of it.
Yeah, it's that. But then in the McLaren,
600 kilograms of downforce in the McLaren.
yeah, but even that is still twitchy because of the amount of power you got. It
Yeah.
twitches everywhere, and you're just on the edge of your seat all the time. And that's what I want from a car like
And
that.
it's just it's low, it's wide, it's
Oh,
got
yeah.
aero, it's.
But just think, you're spending the money on that. You got all the aero, all how wide is it, how low it is, and then when you're driving it, I want the fear of death when I'm driving a
yeah, I
car
want to be
like
scared
that.
to accelerate.
I want to be. I want to sit in there and like think twice before I actually press the accelerator pedal. And I think you get that in the P1. Whereas the Porsche, yeah, it's a great car. I still think you get some of that in the Porsche, but not as aggressively as you do in the P1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only way to do this is test them out. So Ferrari, Porsche, McLaren.
Also, only owns all 3.
Anyone want to hook us up here real quick? We can have a quick test of everyone.
One last little section I want to do. The best engine start button. Because what I've noticed is the P1 is nothing special. The Ferrari is just, classic
Is it going to be your standard Ferrari one?
Classic Ferrari is on the steering wheel.
Is it just the big red one that says start, stop?
Yes.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, it's classic Ferrari.
Can you even
However,
see the Porsches?
Yes, when we look at the Porsche's interior, I'm pleased to find that on the steering wheel there's a little separate section with what looks like a little red start button.
Oh.
And when the whole interior is black
It
and
looks
there's
like you're
just a
going to
little
launch a
red button.
It looks like you're about to press, like nos into the car with that
I
stuff.
just suddenly thought that needs to be a section because the Porsche's start button is
but you
That's-
see,
amazing.
That's one upside to it is it has a nuclear launch
oh
button.
mate, you say that, but then when you look at the McLaren DRS and KERS
On the
right
steering
there, he's literally, you could sit there and you know in like the old Fast and Furious films where like they launch back in the seats. I feel like you'd do that the minute you press the button.
Because
It'd be
the
like,
hybrid are kicking
gone.
it. It's just like, oh, I've got no little drag now.
I am now just a bullet on the road.
I think to finish it off, we have to do the last segment, which we do every podcast. If you had to go out and buy one tomorrow, what would you buy?
Jared, I think I know your answer.
Yeah, Ferrari.
Yep, good. I'm going to say that one. Jack, I think you might have a controversial answer. I don't know why. I just feel like you do.
Yeah, it's close because I just feel like the Porsche would be really nice to just drive around just daily. However, I'm going with the P1.
I thought you was
'cause
about to
it's
say
amazing.
Porsche then. I was going to be like,
I'm going with the P1.
shock answer.
It looks amazing. It drives amazing. It's over.
As much as I love the interior of the Ferrari, I just can't get over the bug-eyed mirrors and how it looks a bit bland on the outside to me, the Ferrari. Even though it's got a V12 and incredible, I love that.
Is Ferrari's logic though? Why build air if you can build an engine?
I think that's Italian logic.
That's literally their like, oh,
That was their motto in like early F1 when everyone was going rear engine or something. It was just like, no, we just build a bigger engine.
just bigger engine works.
Fixes everything.
See, I can't go for the Ferrari because of that. Porsche, it's got less of everything. It's got less.
But it's just
brake
a
horse.
nice
It's
car.
slower car to get to top speeds. It's got a lower top speed than everyone. It's a cheaper car. It looks good. It looks great. I'm just gonna have to go with the P1 just because the minute you touch that throttle, it's it's a hyperspace button, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then especially with the DRS and KERS on the steering wheel, it just gives me the driver
Someone
feel
get
that I
Connor a
love.
P1.
Someone bring me a P1 now, okay? I want one now.
I just want to say why like just the quick thing about the Porsche. Why would you need to have a fire extinguisher? Because
That is quite worrying if they give you your car
if
with a
like
fire
if they
extinguisher.
give it to you with a thing to put fire out with, you're gonna get in going. Is this gonna set on fire in a minute?
Well, at least if it does,
You got the
have
necessary
the fire
precautions to
extinguisher.
put it out.
Yes, but he's not
So
supposed
stop
to.
complaining about it.
Doesn't set on fire.
they've thought one step ahead here.
They didn't do what McLaren did with the Senners, and it's like
No,
they're
with
on
the
fire
Senate,
now.
it needed to have a fire truck follow it everywhere.
If it could keep up.
No, don't worry, just put like 11 V10s in it.
Yeah. Right,
Right,
so
I think that's the conclusion.
I don't think there's any winner here.
No,
I don't think
it's
there's a
just
clear
sort
winner
of-
in anything.
The winner is the Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity
Yeah,
wins.
the three.
All of them are winning in some.
The first
thing.
car
their
debate
own
where
levels.
everyone wins just because of the cars.
Yeah,
And
pretty
what?
much.
They all came out in 2013, and we still
love them to
find
this
them
day.
amazing in 2019 with all the new cars we have now.
Mm.
But it's the Holy Trinity.
It is,
We're
and it always
going
will
to
be.
love 'em. Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
So that's the end of the car debate, and I would like to say, because I know for some of the new listeners, you may have just discovered our podcast. We do car debates every week on a range of different cars. We've done 2008 V8 coupes. We did old 2012 hot hatchbacks. It's a huge range of old cars, new cars.
And if there's anything you'd like to see us do a debate on, leave a comment on
Yeah, don't
whatever
hesitate.
platform you're on.
Yeah.
Or if you want to message us directly, we've got a Twitter and an Instagram, both at Carweekpodcast. Follow us on there. We put updates when the podcast is being up, what's going on, any recent news going on with us. And yeah, like we say, you could DM us with anything you want to see, any new cars.
Any car news.
Any
if you've got
car
an
news you found that
article,
you think-
something you want us to discuss.
Yeah.
because if
Feel free.
something comes across and we're all interested in talking about it, we'll
We'll happily,
Yeah.
talk about it.
do a
and-
segment on it.
Yeah. So if you as an audio listener, please rate the podcast. Really helps us. Leave any
Yep.
comments you want to leave and subscribe on whatever platform you're on. And for YouTube listeners, please like the video, comment anything else you want to see, and subscribe to the channel. Like I say, it really helps us grow and
Help spread it.
help spread it.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you very
watching.
much.
Bye.
Bye.